We'll start our Srimad Bhagavatam session after a short kirtan. Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivaradhari Yashodhanandana Braja Janaranjana Yamuna Tiravan Chari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihar Jai Radha Madhava Radha Madhava Radhe Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudhirayet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavatir Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki. We are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Chapter 1, Text 38. Ihan asau Ishvara Vigrahasya Yassannivesha Katito Mayate Sandharyate Ashmin Vapushistya Viste Manasvabudhyana Yatosti Kinchit. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Translation. I have thus explained to you the gross material gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead. One who seriously desires liberation concentrates his mind on this form of the Lord because there is nothing more than this in the material world. Purport, maybe I will discuss during the session. Om Ajnana-timirandasya Jnana-jana-shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupak Kadhamahyam Tadati Shvapadantikam Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prashtaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavati Paschatadesha Tarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shivashadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Please confirm, am I audible to you?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, thank you. So we are in the gigantic material manifestation discussion. Sukadeva Goswami is discussing with Parikshit Maharaj about the cosmic manifestation, which is actually nothing but is the Supreme Lord's body. So that is what the whole description we saw, the series of text. So in that you can uh, the continue verse is saying that the gigantic conception of the personality of Godhead he just revealed, and Sukadeva Goswami is telling that there is nothing more to discuss about this material world apart from this. So that is what the Sukadeva Goswami's conclusion. So what we can learn from this? See, many people had a doubt maybe that this how can we can understand this whole Virata Rupa of Lord is this material world, and people are just telling Shastra is telling about sun is his right eye, moon is his left eye, and Brahmanas are head, and Kshatriyas are the arms, and Shudras are the legs. All the description, it is coming uh, through the discussion between Sukadeva Goswami and Parikshit Maharaj. So the one important main thing to understand in this text, these series of texts, is you cannot separate Supreme Lord from what you are seeing. That is what it is. Whatever you are seeing, in everything, Lord's presence is there. Lord only it is. That is what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. I am, everything resides in me. That's what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita. Everything resides in me, but I am aloof from them. So the whole material world, if you for to give you more understanding, material world is nothing, something which is separate from the spiritual world. It is not the concept. Concept is material world is part of the spiritual world. So what we are seeing, the Virat Rupa, the material world, is a part of spiritual world because it is part of Lord, parts of Lord, right? So there is a concept called Ekapata Vibhuti and Tripata Vibhuti. If you think that whole material and spiritual everything into four quadrants, the first quadrant, like 1/4, is material world, and the 3/4 is spiritual world. So if apparently, if you see the spiritual world is very big compared to the material world. So in that context, if you understand this material world, also spiritual world. Material world is a part of spiritual world, so it is also spiritual world. For giving example, it is if you consider this 1/4 or 4/4 is the quadral is like our home. And our in our home only our toilet also there. Toilet you can consider 1/4. But it is also part of the house only, right? So like that, this material world is part of the material world, but the portion of the material world is 1/4, Ekapatha Vibhuti. And the whole material cosmic manifestation, including spiritual world, is called Tripatha Vibhuti. It's a 3 times bigger than the material world. So we should not have a fear that, okay, whether we will get the space in the spiritual or not. We have tremendous amount of huge space is available in the spiritual world. We can go there. So that is the assurance it is. But here that discussion is about the material manifestation. Prabhupada also gives one example about this. Like if whole country, if you consider as a spiritual world, the jail is a material world. That is the example Prabhupada used to give. So like that, you can understand this concept. So why Sukadeva Goswami is discussing all these things very detailedly, which connect to the parts of the body of the Supreme Lord? Because Bhagavad Gita, it is enough. It is discussed by Krishna himself in the ninth chapter and 10th chapter about this. What is what? I am in what? I am among the vrikshas. I am so and so banyan tree. I am among the river. I am a Ganges. Like that, he just told the best of the best. Whatever you are seeing, I am the best of that. So like that, the discussion. Then Arjuna came, no, how can I understand all these things you're saying? But I don't know how to understand this. Then Krishna is showing his Virat Rupa, the Vishwarupa. And Arjuna cannot tolerate that Virat Rupa because it is beyond his imagination, beyond his conception. So he just want to see Krishna as Krishna. So that's what the discussion is there. Krishna first he showed 400 forms after Virat Rupa, Vishwarupa Darshanam. He showed his 400 forms. That also Arjuna is not satisfied. I want to see as a 200 form. Then Krishna came into 200 form. So then only Arjuna become normal. So what it described here is Krishna is everything and everything in Krishna. These two concepts you should understand very, very clearly. So this is what the rishis, yogis, munish, they're trying to understand the Brahma Tattva, the Brahman realization of the Lord. That is the initial level of the Lord's realization. Brahma, Paramatma, and Bhagavan. That's Brahmeti, Paramatmeti, Bhagavan iti Uttama. So in the three stage, the first stage is Brahma. So that Brahman stage, the Sarva Vyapi stage, Lord is all pervading. That is the concept of Brahman realization. So if you understand that very clearly, then you can see Krishna, localized Krishna in your heart as a Paramatma. That is the next stage. Then you can understand Krishna as Bhagavan. Bhagavan means the person Krishna. That is the stage. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu bypassed all the stages. He just directly gave us that Bhagavan stage, that personal realization. More than that, it is uh, bhakti, directly connecting Krishna. Then all this realization automatically comes back. The follows. That's the way Chaitanya Mahaprabhu show is mercy to us. So in that understanding, if you see the concept here is the whole material and spiritual manifestation in this material world is a part of Mahavishnu. That is what the whole discussion is. So, how can we understand and why some places it is said that you should not worship Virat Rupa? Prabhupada said this. You should not worship Virat Rupa. And some places you in this text you see you can meditate on this Virat Rupa. So two contradictory point here you can see. So what is that actually? So one place it is mentioned that you should not worship the Virat Rupa. It is not necessary. And one place it is mentioned you can meditate on the Virat Rupa. So it's very clear that the neophytes, the people who are less intelligent, they can connect with this material world with the Supreme Lord. Like if, for example, I don't know how to see the Lord in and around me, but I am drinking water, I'm eating food, and I'm seeing the nature, I'm seeing the sun, I'm seeing the moon. So Acharya is giving the connection through that. If you're drinking water, think that taste of water is Krishna. Eating food, it is a remnants of Krishna. Then if you're seeing the sun, the effulgence of the sun, so it is the same effect. If you see this Lord size, the same effect. So that much powerful is Lord size. Like that, you can imagine through this material manifestation to understand the Lord. It is completely recommended for the people who are in the initial stage, so that we can worship the Lord in that angle. You can meditate on the Lord through like this. But once you are elevated or advanced these things, you can see the Lord everywhere. Then it is no need to trying to understand all the steps. It is not necessary. But initial stage, it is definitely needed. That is what it says. And Prabhupada also is telling that in the Bhagavad Gita 9.10, the Supreme Personality of Godhead has verily explained that material nature is only an order carrying agent of is. So what is the sloka? Maya takshena prakriti Suyate Sha Characharam. That is the sloka. It is says that everything is under my supervision and they are working under me. That is the sloka they discussed. Then she is the one of the different potencies of the Lord. So the material manifestation is governed by Mahamaya. So that Mahamaya is a Tatastha Shakti of the Lord, and she acts under his direction only. So that is what the sloka is explanation. As Supreme Transcendental Lord, he simply casts a glance over the material principle, and thus agitation of matter begins. So under the supervision and the glance of the Supreme Lord, the material manifestation is started vibrating or reverberating, means started functioning, getting into the beings, means it's lively. So that's how, if you see, the secondary creator Brahma is managing under the supervision of Mahavishnu, the Lord. And here Mahamaya as a material manifestations, a governing body, she is working under Lord. So this is functioning very properly. And we should not think that how this creation is came automatically. People will say no. So it is not the correct concept actually. So you see, the design of this whole world is very perfect. So you cannot think that the material world came as automatically and this is functioning automatically. No. If you go through the mosquito, people are making the big machines, metals into the sky. That's what they say, lean, clean machine, flying machine. So they are making to try the big things and they're trying to make it fly. But if you see the small mosquito, it has wonderful design to fly. And Lord is showing that, see, I am making the small insects to fly. The small design is to fly. But what you are thinking that I am making the aeroplane and I'm just trying to make it fly and I'm a very great fellow. I'm a scientist. I'm a great innovator, all these things, creator. But the real creator roaming through the mosquito, it's showing. And you're doing the research itself, the mosquito comes in between and says that, see me, this is my creation. How perfect it is. Small, but it flies. Very wonderful mechanism, it flies. All physics, chemistry, biology, everything is perfect. So you can understand that Lord's magnanimous or majestic nature. So through that you can feel that Lord is very big. So I have to surrender unto him. I am a just infinitesimal, small, insignificant spirit soul. But Lord is infinite. He is unlimited. So that comparison, you need to worship uh, uh, Virat Rupa. It's not worship, it is, you can meditate on Virat Rupa and how Lord is great, how Krishna is so great. You can understand through that. So that is what the idea here, to show the Virat Rupa to us in the 10th chapter also in Bhagavad Gita, and here Sukadeva Goswami also is explaining to us. So then he is telling that the resultant action are manifested and one after another by 6 kinds of gradual differentiation. All the material creation is moving in that way, and thus it appears and disappears in due course. So this whole Mahat Tattva, what the description we read last few slokas, Prabhupada is trying to explaining it. So all the material manifestation undergoing the 6 changes. It takes up birth or create, and it grows, and it's stable, and it produces byproduct. It become old and it dies. This is the 6 changes of anything if you are seeing the material world. It starts from the mosquito, it's from till Brahma. So that is how this design was, the material world. And it looks like appears and disappears in due course. That's what Prabhupada is trying to explain. Less intelligent person with a poor fund of knowledge cannot accommodate this thought of the inconceivable potency of the Lord Sri Krishna. So this is where the Virat Rupa is meant for. So it's very clearly said that the people who are less intelligent and who are fond of knowledge, they have to see the Lord's opulence, the potency, the inconceivable potency of the Lord. So that is what the description is. And by which he appears just like a human being, his appearance in the material world as a one of us is also his causeless mercy upon the fallen conditioned soul. So the sloka is mentioned, it's 9.11 Bhagavad Gita. It is Avajananti Mahamudha Manushim Tanum Ashrati. Krishna himself telling. So when I appear like a human, you people think like I'm a human only. And you are not understanding I am the Supreme Lord only, taking the form of human like, not human form. It is human like form. So I am coming here to help you, but what you are thinking, you are thinking me as I am a human only. I am a normal person. So who will think like that? The fools, they will think. Avajananti ma muda. They think the mudas only, they think like that. So that's what it's explained then. Then he is transcendental to all material conception, but by his unbounded mercy upon his pure devotees, he comes down and manifests himself as the personality of Godhead. So why he is coming? He is coming to perform pastimes with his pure devotees. That is what it's the purpose of Lord coming and delivering us by doing pastime with the pure devotee, so that we also get inspired, we also get motivated to become a pure devotee and take shelter unto the Lord and to Guru and reach to get the ultimate destination of attaining the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. That is what here it's mentioned. And the where we are, yeah. Materialistic philosopher and scientist are too much engrossed with atomic energy and gigantic situation of the universal form, and they offer respect more seriously to the external phenomenon feature of material manifestation than to the nominal principle of spiritual existence. So this astronomy, astrologers, and people who are working as astronauts, they're just making the things, everything it is happening automatically. There is nobody behind that. There is a creation, but there is no creator. That is what they're trying to prove again and again. But Krishna is each and every moment is just proving that I am the creator behind all the creation. That they are refused to understand. That's what Krishna is calling them as a fools. And these people, what they're doing actually, that the transcendental form of the Lord is beyond the jurisdiction of such materialistic activities, and it is very difficult to conceive that the Lord can be simultaneously localized and all pervasive, because the materialistic philosophers and scientists think of everything in terms of their own experience. So this is what it is. So this materialistic philosophers is always think on their own. They don't refer Shastra. Shastra very clearly says that what is the whole material manifestation, what is see in the second canto we are discussing, again we'll discuss on fifth canto also little bit about that creation, how this material manifestation is there. So this is there in Shastra. If you refer from Shastra, you will get what is what very clearly. But what we are doing, we are just speculating the things. Okay, maybe it is like this. Maybe because of this, this came. Five elements came, and five elements is making whole material world like that. Then there is a Big Bang theory. There is a that theory, this theory. All these things they found, and they only told that that is wrong. This theory is correct. So this is how it goes. But because they are not touching Shastra, they are not believing in Shastra, they will run behind this only. And the none of the materialistic thoughtful men can go beyond this concept of gigantic form. The minds of materialistic men are flickering and constantly changing from one aspect to another. That is what I explained. Therefore, one is advised to think of the Lord by thinking of any part of his by gigantic body, and by one's intelligence, only one can think of him in any manifestation of the material world. The forest, the hill, the ocean, the man, the animal, the demigod, the bird, the beast, or anything else. Each and every item of the material manifestation entails a part of the body of the gigantic form, and thus the flickering mind can be fixed in the Lord only, nothing else. This process of concentrating on the different bodily parts of the Lord will gradually diminish the demonic challenge of godlessness and bring about gradual development of devotional service to the Lord. So this is the initial stage. When you think everything is parts of the body of the Lord, then slowly, gradually you develop the surrendering mode. So when you having the surrendering mode, you develop bhakti. When bhakti comes, you will come out of the demoniac mentality idea of the uh, false ego, and your false intelligence with a poor fund of knowledge will be removed gradually, and you will graduate it to the level of pure bhakti, pure devotee level. So that is what it clearly says. Everything being part and parcel of complete whole. The neophyte students will gradually realize the hymns of Upanishads, which states the Supreme Lord is everywhere, and thus he will learn the art of not committing any offense to the body of the Lord. This sense of God mindedness will diminish one's pride in challenging the existence of the Lord. Thus, one can learn to show respect to everything, for all things are parts and parcels of the supreme body. So Prabhupada is giving very clearly instructing us that if you respect everything in and around me as my part and parcel, then you started respecting everything. You don't make anything very less, or don't think that it is under me, all this thing. Your respect will be there, everything, because everything is a part and parcel of the supreme Lord only. So in that concept, if we understand the things, it is very, very useful to gradually progress ourselves from the demonic idea of the godlessness into godliness. That is what the Virata Rupa is meant for us. As a devotees, what we can take, we respect everything, we try to see everything in the connection with the Lord. If you are not thinking the in and around you, the thing which is connecting with the Lord, then we are Krishna unconscious. In everything, Krishna is there. That is what Prahlad Maharaj is teaching us. So Prahlad Maharaj experienced that. So we can also experience that when you are focused and sincere and seriously following the instruction, what's there in the scriptures. When you heard and the instruction of the Lord very carefully, then this will be possible. That is how it is. Thank you very much. I will stop here. Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.